Hello everyone, welcome to the workshop on TwilioQuest. Uh, we have a few participants in, so I guess we're good to start. Let me share my screen. Before that, so I just want to know the experience level of the participants in the audience so that I can tailor the workshop according to your experience. So I don't believe there's an option to create a poll over here, but can you all use the reactions option and react with your experience level? So if you're new to programming, react with a thumbs up. If you have some experience with JavaScript and programming in general, react with a tada reaction. Thank you. So this would help me tailor the workshop based on the experience level. So if there's folks with more experience, I can like uh, get into how to create TwilioQuest extensions and go do a deeper dive into that. If you're new to programming, I can show you all how you can use TwilioQuest to learn programming and Twilio in general. So please use the reactions to react with your experience level. If you're new to programming, react with a thumbs up. If you have some experience or have created some uh, slightly advanced applications, react with a tada symbol. Thank you. Meanwhile, I'll share my screen. Thank you. I did not see that I was muted. Sorry about that. So yeah, looks like I was just saying, looks like there were a lot of thumbs up reactions. So I'm going to tailor this workshop to for beginners, and I'm going to show you all how you can use TwilioQuest to learn programming in general. A lot of there are a lot of TwilioQuest missions that teach you how to program in a particular language and how to use Twilio products. So if you've never written a single line of code or used any of the Twilio products, you can use TwilioQuest to learn those and use Twilio in your hackathon projects. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Share screen. Okay. I believe my screen is visible. Please let me know if it is not. Uh, Let me open up a new browser window. Okay. All right. So TwilioQuest, before we begin, TwilioQuest is an RPG game that you can use to learn programming and Twilio products in general. So the main focus is to learn programming. So that is what the game was created for. It was initially created to learn how to use Twilio products, but it is generally evolving into creating TwilioQuest, into learning a programming language through TwilioQuest. So to download TwilioQuest, it is pretty simple. It works on most of the operating systems, Windows, Linux, or Mac, and I believe it also works on Raspberry Pis as well. So they're trying to create it for all platforms. So you go to twilio.com/quest to download the Twilio Quest game. So if you go to twilio.com/quest, you will end up here and you can download it for your respective operating system. I already have it downloaded and installed. It's pretty straightforward. Uh, if you all want, I can pause for a few minutes and then uh, wait for you all to download. But I don't believe you'll need to follow along for this workshop. You can obviously download it after the workshop and play around by yourself. It is a pretty fun game. You'll know as I'm going through the game. Also, please feel free to drop any questions in the chat. I'll try to answer them as I go. If there's anything confusing that I'm telling, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll try to clear them as I go. Yeah, so once you've downloaded the game and install it, it's a pretty straightforward process. So I'm not going to go through that. And I've already downloaded and installed the game. You'll have an launcher that comes once you've installed the game. I'm going to open that up. Right, so we have the launcher ready. Looks like the latest version is downloading. So I'm going to use a previous version to save some time. There's a lot of versions that are being released constantly. So if there's any bug here, constantly updating it. And also, oh, okay, it was downloading the game and I forced it to open. Not an issue. Let me close this. Okay. Which one is this? Yeah, I was downloading the package and it was downloading the latest version and I forced it to run the previous version. So that was what happened. So let's just wait a couple of minutes for it to download. If you all have any questions about the game or about the workshop in general, please feel free to. Oh, by the way, I forgot to introduce myself. So I'm Avinash. I'm a DevOps engineer at Deloitte. So I attend a lot of hackathons such as these as an hacker or as a workshop host, as a mentor. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions regarding programming in general or DevOps related questions. I'm happy to answer them after the hackathon. You can find me on the Discord, on the Treasure Hacks Discord as well. Yep. So let's just wait for a couple of minutes. I think it's pretty fast, depending on the speed of my internet. It happens, but it's pretty fast. Sorry about this. There's a new version that was released very recently, I believe, so I don't have it downloaded. So that's the reason for the delay. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was a question about what the game teaches. So the game teaches about programming languages. There are a few missions that teach you how to use a particular programming language, and there are a few that teach you how to use Twilio products. So we're going to see that as we go through the game. So once the game is downloaded, click on play Twilio Quest, and the game launches. We'll wait for a few seconds for this to load as well. Right. So once the game is loaded, you'll be uh, you come up with this screen, and this is called the Foghold of the game. So this is the main area where the player lands, and you can just once you've downloaded the game, just explore moving around. I'm using the WASD to move around. You can also use the arrow keys. It's just like any RPG game. There's an NPC you can interact with. So you interact with objects using the space bar. So I interact with this NPC, there are a few questions that I can look at to know more about the game and know more about the NPC. But here is the main part. This is the main console that gets you access to all the missions and objectives of the Twilio Quest. So I'm going to interact with that with space. So here there are a bunch of missions that you can complete to learn programming and Twilio products. So I'd suggest you start with the basic training. I've already completed that. If you notice that the progress is 100%. So I've already completed the basic training and a few other missions. But if you start with the basic training, it will give you an idea about how to play the game in general and how you can use this game to achieve what you want to do. So I'm going to launch that. Unfortunately, I've already completed this mission, but I'm going to still walk you through this mission and show you how you can play the game. So first, I suggest whatever you find, whatever interactable object that you find, interact with it and learn more about it. So here's an NPC, so I'd interact with that and learn more about what this is. So they are saying this is an virtual environment and it is a space themed game. So you'll find a lot of references to that in the game. But yeah, here there's supposed to be a barrier that would prevent you from going to the other side. So you need to interact with this and solve questions. Whatever question is asked, solve them, and then that will remove the barrier and then give you access to the further part of the mission. So here, so this is this objective. The objective of this mission is to teach you how you can use this hacking interface. So this is called the hacking interface. It has three parts to it essentially. So the overview has just the overview of what the mission is about, and the objective has a little more description about what you're supposed to do in this mission, and the help tab has a little more detailed explanation about what is expected out of this mission. So in the overview also you'll notice there are some rewards and that you can earn once you complete this mission. So so that you can customize your character and all of that. It's a fun way to it's a gamified way of learning programming. So it's pretty cool. So in this the overview is that you need to learn how you can bypass this security barrier. I've already bypassed it or already unlocked it. If you notice, there's no barrier in my game, but if you play it for the first time, you'll notice that there is a barrier and you need to complete this to get further. So it asks for me to enter a paraphrase in the text field. So I'm going to go to help. So because I have no idea what the paraphrase is. And if I read through the help, it will show me that the paraphrase is level up. So I'm going to paste that and hack success. So I got this operator boots and I was able to continue. So you can also customize your character. So for the first time when you load the game, it'll ask you to enter your name and all of that. It is an online game, although it is in your desktop. It is an online game, it is connected to the internet. So whatever score that you do will be updated. So whatever score that you do will be updated in the Twilio Quest backend, and there are a lot of rewards for playing the game. So Twilio Quest has a lot of programs for students that you can join, especially if you're in the United States. There are such programs coming to the other parts of the world, but right now there are a lot of programs in the United States for students from Twilio Quest. So I'll share more details about that as well as I go through the workshop. Okay, let me see if there's an issue with the screen share. Okay. All right. So let me know if the screen share issue is still an issue, and I'll try to fix that. So yeah, we've completed this and we're proceeding further. And there's another objective over another mission over here. So it is a chest, which unfortunately I've also opened it. So if you interact with that, these chests are side missions in the game. So they're not really compulsory for you to go further, but it would it is necessary for you to achieve that 100% in the mission. So in this, just it is asking us to just click on hack, as simple as that. So we've completed this just and opened it. So this is just the basic training that would just let you familiarize with the game, but there's no actual teaching involved in this game. But if you explore further, you'll notice that you can set up your Twilio environment for Twilio Quest through in this mission. So you can, I believe these are the ones that you would, yeah, these are the ones that would complete to set up your Twilio environment for this for the Twilio Quest for the Twilio missions. So there are programming based missions and there are Twilio based missions. So if you want to complete the Twilio based missions, you'll need to set up your Twilio environment. So what it does is essentially ask you for the account SID and the key for your Twilio account and set it up in your local environment so that you don't have to use that every time. It will store it as an environment variable and you can use it for all the Twilio Quest Twilio missions. So that is the objective of this basic training. That was just a simple teleport from that end to this end. So I'm going to exit this basic training and show you all how you can play the other ones. All right, let me know if there's any questions. Okay. All right, so we're back to the Foghold. Once again, I'll interact with this console to get access to more of the missions. And if you notice, there's the JavaScript test lab. If you've never used JavaScript before, there's a really fun and interactive way to learn JavaScript. And Twilio messaging, there's a one for Twilio messaging. If you've never used Twilio messaging again, or if you've used it, just one of those Twilio messaging products, that is, if you've just used it to send an SMS, you can still play this game and learn how you can use it to send WhatsApp messages through Twilio. So the same with Python. It covers completely everything from the fundamentals if you've never written a single line of code, right from setting up your lab environment. So let me launch that. So if you notice, right from the first mission in this the first mission in this mission is to set up your lab environment. So the first thing that it asks for is the path for your Node.js environment. So it asks for you to download and install Node.js in your computer and paste in the full path. So if you don't know how to get the full path, so the help tab is where you will go. So it has a detailed explanation for every mission in Twilio Quest. So if you're on Linux based machines, you can do which node. If you're on a Windows based machine, you can just execute this command. And let me actually execute that and show you all how you can do that. So I'm just opening up my terminal and let me switch to a Windows based terminal. All right, so I've opened up PowerShell. I'll just execute the command given by them. And I was able to get the path for Node.js in my computer. So I'm going to paste that and click on hack. Pretty weird. Okay, yeah. So it was successful, and it also stored the path of my Node.js executable in an environment variable, so that it can use it further for all the validations as we go through. So if you notice in the further missions, it'll ask you to solve a JavaScript problem. So it'll ask you to learn about see, the first thing is you need to set up a directory in your local system where all the files for this particular game would go through, and you'll need to create a file. So let me go back and show you where you will create that so that I don't miss anything. So the next mission is to set up that folder. So you can have any folder. Let me actually get that. So I'll go to I believe I have a yeah. So I have a directory TwilioQuest in my projects folder. So I'm going to get the current directory for that. So this is the path that we want. So I'm going to paste that. So if you can create any directory anywhere in your computer. So TwilioQuest will use that directory to validate all the files that you create. So let me go through the objective. So it asks me to create a new folder on my computer just to keep our JavaScript. And once I've entered the full path, I need to click on hack. So if you don't know how to do that, there's a complete instruction on how you can create that folder and all of that. So you need to go to your home directory, create a folder using mkdir, um, cd into that folder, and then get the uh, current directory full path. So I'm going to click on hack. Yes. So it also stores that path as a JavaScript workspace path so that it can use it for further validations. So now I'll just do the simple one. This is a simple objective. So I'm going to go to the objective. So there's some backstory behind it to make it a more, how would I put this, to make it more interactive. So it asked me to create a file called sayplease.js. So I'm going to create that file. Okay, let me switch over to a Linux-based terminal so that it's easier for me. Um, I'm just used to more of the Linux commands, so I'm going to switch over to that. I'm going to go to projects. I'm going to go to the same directory. I notice there's nothing in this directory, so I'm going to create a file, say please.js, and let me try hacking now. It will not work because it does not execute the code that it wants to. So it wants me to execute console.log. Glenn, will you please open the barrier? So I'm going to go to that. I'm going to open it up in a text editor. I'm going to use VI, but you can obviously open this up in VS Code or I think any code editor and create all of the files over there. So I'm going to paste this over there and save it. All right, now you can always test your code locally. So node say please.js. So it does print out, Glenn, will you please open the barrier? So now this objective should work. So I'm going to click on hack. Success. We got 100 XP. So that's how this game works. If Are there any questions, please let me know. If everything's clear, I'll probably show you all how you can create TwilioQuest extensions. A quick overview. So this is the extensions that come with the game once you download it. Uh, but there's a way you can create your own TwilioQuest missions. So if you're interested in game development and know a bit of JavaScript, you can obviously give it a go and learn how you can create TwilioQuest extensions. So I'm going to pause for a minute or so to see if there's any questions. In the meanwhile, yeah, I'm going to briefly tell you all what each mission does, so that you can once you download the game, you can start playing and see which mission that you want to do, which mission that you want to do. Yeah. So we went over the JavaScript lab. So that teaches us JavaScript right from scratch. That is right from the console log statement to classes and all of that. So if you have some experience with JavaScript but want to know solidify your understanding with classes and all of that, I'd suggest you still play the game because it's still fun and you get to learn a lot. And the Twilio messaging is the mission is to teach you about how you can send SMSs and WhatsApp messages through Twilio Quest. And the Python one is similar to the JavaScript lab, but it teaches you Python right from scratch. And there's a fun puzzle in that as well. So it's fun. The Flame of Open Source teaches you how you can use Git and GitHub. So if you've never used Git and want to use it, and I suggest you use it for your hackathon project if you haven't already. So you can learn Git through this mission. And there's the Twilio Voice the mission that you can use to learn how you can use Twilio Voice in your projects. And there's the Twilio Studio that teaches you about Twilio Studio. Um, the Capture the Flag mission teaches you how you can use your terminal and command line, all of that skills using this mission. And the OSS Elephant teaches you about PHP, just like the JavaScript and Python one. So if you never worked with PHP and want to learn PHP, there's a mission for that. And the Twilio CLI teaches you about Twilio CLI. Twilio has their own CLI that you can interact with the Twilio products through your command line. So if you're interested in automation, you might want to look into that. And the Twilio Flex mission teaches you about Twilio Flex, just like the Twilio IoT teaches you about Twilio IoT. And the SendGrid one teaches you about how you can send emails through Twilio. So if you want to send emails in your project, say your hackathon project, look into this, and it's a pretty quick machine, I believe. So you'll be able to complete it in under 30 minutes, I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but you can look into that and learn how you can use Twilio SendGrid and use that in your project. And similarly with Twilio Video as well. So if you want to build a video conferencing application or anything that integrates video component into your project, you can use Twilio Video and learn how you can use Twilio Video through this objective, through this mission. All right. That's a brief overview of all the missions that are available right now. The team is adding more missions as we speak, but these are the missions that are available right now. And yeah, you can create your own such mission. So these are the missions that are available by the Twilio team. But if you want to create your own such mission, you can do that using Twilio Quest extensions. So before that, let me see if I missed anything. Um, yeah, yeah, I think I covered it all. You're good to go. Yeah, there's also your profile that you can uh, customize about how you look. So you can. I've played a lot of missions and got these objects in my inventory. As you go through, you'll find more objects in your inventory, and you can use that to customize your character. Sounds good. All right. Are there any questions? I don't believe so. So I'm going to move on to how you can create TwilioQuest extensions. Just a brief overview. If you want a more advanced level session, please let me know. I can do that as well. So if you're interested in learning how you can create a TwilioQuest extension right from scratch, complete overview, I can do that as well. So for now, I'm going to close this TwilioQuest window, and we'll go back to the browser. So if you want to create TwilioQuest extensions, the first place that you want to go to is TwilioQuest .github.io/extension docs. That has a complete overview of how you can create extensions. Although the documentation is being updated constantly, there are a few things that are missing from the documentation. But if you watch this video, it gives you a complete overview of how you can create TwilioQuest extensions. So I'm going to go do a brief overview of that. And also, there's a Twilio conference that is coming up next week. So if you're interested in that, sign up for that. The TwilioQuest extensions is currently in alpha, so it is not exactly available for the public. So if you notice, if I launch the TwilioQuest game, the extensions is not available in that. I'll show you how you can set up extensions with the alpha branch, but it is still in alpha. It will be available for public at Signal, which is next week. So I believe there's a free access pass for Signal as well. So sign up for that if you're interested in conferences and learning more about Twilio products. Yeah, here's a complete overview about how you can enable extensions with screenshots, with videos, all of that. So I'm going to show you all how you can do that here as well. So I'm going to open the Twilio Quest launcher and wait for it to load. Yeah, so this is the main stable version. So if you click on more, you'll find that there are other versions as well. So the stable version is the current production version, but there's TQ 3.2 preview alpha. So this is the alpha version that allows us to that allows us to create extensions. Or I believe there's a new version for this as well. So it is downloading it. So let's just pause for a few seconds and allow it to load. In the meanwhile, I'll let you know about Twilio Quest operations. So Twilio runs operations every month that donates whatever XP that you earn through the game. For every 100 XP that you earn through the game, it will donate a dollar to the charity each month. So you can learn more about that at twilio.com/quest/events. So each month it looks for a global event, and based on that event, it donates to a charity based on that. So every 100 points earned by the players in this operation gets $1 gets donated to support Project Alloy. So I'll show you all how you can join the operation as well. So I believe there would be an operation code over here. Hmm. Yeah, so the operation code is similar herself grade. It's a randomly generated code, so it doesn't make sense, but that is the operation code. I'll show you all how you can use this code to join the operation. Okay, it is still extracting. Let's just wait for a few seconds. Also, if you're stuck in any of the machines and need help, you can join the TwilioQuest Discord. There's a link to that in the twilio.com/quest website. Uh, there's a link to the Discord right next to the download button. You can join that, and there are a lot of helpful folks over there that would help you if you are stuck with any of the missions. There's a mission help channel, so you can do that. Let me see if this is downloaded. Yeah, ready to launch. So if you want to play around with extensions, create extensions, you'll need to check out the TQ 3.2 preview branch and get the latest version, preferably, and play Twilio Quest. All right, so let me know if there are any questions, anything that you know might not make sense. Please let me know. I'll try to explain it better. All right, so the preview branch is launched. You'll actually, if you're loading it for the first time, you'd find an interactive video that teaches you everything about the preview branch. It is a pretty cool video. I believe the animation is still in place, so it shows you what each area does. So they're trying to make it more animated and more interactive as we go. Okay, I'm going to click on close. Just like with the other main branch, this is called the Foghold. The other Foghold was a little smaller than this, and this has a lot more NPCs. There's the default NPC called Cedric. So if you interact with that, you'll find the name of the NPC, and there are other NPCs as well. There's Mika. All of these other NPCs are actually Twilio employees, so it'd be nice to interact with an actual Twilio employee name. So there's Megan, there's Corey, and I believe this Ryan. No, this is Craig. Okay, all of the Twilio employees that you interact with, and you can learn more about this game through the NPCs. So there's a question: what is this area of the ship used for? So you need to interact with the space bar and interact with this terminal to get access to all the missions. So they've actually migrated a few missions from the main game to this branch. So there's the Twilio API setup, there's a Twilio messaging API, there's a Twilio voice API. So I'm going to first show you all how you can join the operation first. There's the settings on the top over here, or you can press 3 on the keyboard and it will open up these settings. There's actually a cool music to it, but I've muted it. And you'll need to go down to the operations tab and put the operation code. So the operation code is similar herself grade. You can find this at twilio.com/quest/events. So once you put in this operation code, you'll join the operation. I'm already in this operation, so I cannot join it again. But you'll join the operation and it should show you stop line 3 as the operation. Okay, and yeah, so every 100 XP that you earn in this month, in October and September, I believe. So we're done with September. So any 100 XP that you earn in this game in October, $1 will be donated to that charity. So pretty cool initiative. Try to help out if you can. And yeah, let's go over how you can create extensions. So you need to first enable extensions over here. I've already enabled it. So enable extensions, and you need to choose an empty directory in your system for the TwilioQuest extensions to reside. So let me make this empty, so I can use this. Oops. Okay, so I have an empty directory. No, I have not bundled. Let me remove that. That actually comes with TwilioQuest. So I have an empty directory over here. So I'm going to use this directory. Video ready. So I already have that set up, projects and TwilioQuest. So once you set up that directory, any extensions that you put in that directory will load up in this terminal, in this terminal. So let me create an extension. So to create an extension, there's everything, all the steps are documented over here. So if you go to creating your first extension, you'll need to go to this template GitHub repository and use this template to create your own repository. So I'm going to give this treasure hacks TQ and create a repository. Oops, I believe I made a typo, but it's all right. Yeah, so once the repository is set up, you'll need to clone that repository in that empty directory that we just created. So this is an empty directory. So I'm going to clone it over here. If you're not familiar with Git, I'd suggest you do the open source mission on TwilioQuest and learn more how you can use Git. It teaches you how you can use Git CLI and all of that, how you can use GitHub as well. So the extension template is on GitHub, and you can use that use template button over there to create your own repository using the template. So it will show you generated from that template. All right, so my SSH password, and it is cloned. All right, so that's the first step you'll need to do to set up your extension. This extension has a dependency in the package.json. So let me show you all the package.json. So it has a dependency lambda. So this is just put in to show you that you can use external dependencies while creating your extensions. So I'm going to actually install that dependency, npm install. And now if I come back to this extensions, you'll find that with the type of treasure hacks TQ extension is loaded over here, because I put that inside the directory. Let me go back to operate extensions. So I put that inside the directory that I mentioned over here. I clone the repository over there, so it is loaded over here. So if I interact with the terminal now over here, oh, it is not loaded, is it? Okay, let me restart TwilioQuest. There are a few times that you'll need to restart TwilioQuest while creating extensions, but those are uh, very little. There's also a way you can do that without restarting, but I'm not going to go into that. It just involves executing a simple command in your browser console, but I'm not going to show you all that. So once we have set up the uh, repository using the template, then you need to clone it and then do npm install. Everything is documented in this um website. So you can also join the community forums and the Discord server if you need more help. And now let me spacebar. All right, so we have the new mission over here. Even this is also 100% complete because I've already cloned the repository and completed this mission. But this extension is to teach you how you can create other extensions. So let me open this extension that we just cloned in a Visual Studio Code. Yes. All right, so this is how the extension looks like. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right, so this is how the extension looks like once you've cloned it. And you'll need to start off with the levels directory. So that is where all the code and the configuration is present. And inside that, you'll notice the mission template. So this is the VR mission. If you did not, yeah, here, oh, it's over here in the top right. VR mission template is the mission that we are currently in. So we'll need to open that up, and you'll find there are maps, objectives, and conversations, and the level.json. So each level has its configuration in the level.json. So it has the name VR mission template. So that is the name over here, and the description. This is an example of how to create a training mission and all of that. So that is the description that is shown over here. The same description will be shown in the terminal when you open up the terminal to launch the mission. Yeah. and there's the quest title, and all of the configuration is present over here. I'm not going to walk through each of those because of the time constraint, and I don't want to make it too advanced, the workshop, since most of you all are just starting out to program. So this is where the level configuration is present, and there are two objectives in this extension template. So there's one just over here, and there's the other terminal over here. So if you notice in the level.json, there are two objectives that are defined over here. And in the objectives folder, there are two objectives as well. So there's example objective one and example objective two. So the each objective has, let me interact with the objective to show you all. So if I interact with the objective, there are three tabs: the overview tab, the objective tab, and the help tab. So the in the extension directory, there's the example objective, and description of the objective is the uh, objective tab. So the description.md is maps to the objective tab. It is a simple markdown. Similarly, the walkthrough.md maps to the help tab, and the overview is present in the objective.json file. So this is the configuration for each objective. So it has two questions that it asks for. So there are two questions over here. So that is the question. The questions are defined in the objective.json file. So I'm just giving a brief overview of how you can create extensions. If you want a complete walkthrough, I can do that as well. And if you want to watch the video on this website, twilioquest.github.io/extension docs, you will find a complete video walkthrough over here. So that is how you define objectives for your extension. You can get creative with the questions that you ask and all of that if you're creating an extension. And there are a lot of NPCs placed over here that you can interact with and create your own conversations with the NPC. So if you notice, there's a conversations directory over here, and each NPC has their own conversation file, .pug file. It is a templating file. Um, this is actually too complicated to explain uh, with the time constraint and with the experience level. So it is a simple templating file, but once you go through this, it'll make more sense. So there's the statements, and each statement has a name default, and the default statement has a response. Who, hello, who are you? So if you notice, if I interact with this, hello, who are you is the default response. So that's how this works. I'm not going to further get into it and confuse you all, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And this is the maps directory, which has two maps, default JSON and space current JSON. You cannot edit the maps using any other text editor. You'll need to download an open source map editor called Tiled. So I'm going to search for Tiled. You can go to mapeditor.org to download Tiled. I don't believe I have it installed, so I'm going to do it right over here. Let me check if I have Tiled. Okay, I don't have Tiled installed, so I'm going to download Tiled. You can either make a donation or just no thanks. Take me to downloads. Download it for your operating system. It is available for all Linux, Windows, and Mac. Okay. While that downloads, so you'll need to use that to edit the map. So you can get very creative with editing the maps as well. And these are all the objective files. Window conversations. There's an events.js file that would like print out all the events that are happening in the game. So what are events? If you ask, so if you interact with a player, so that is an event that is occurring. The cool thing about this is just like with any other browser, you can open up the developer tools over here. So that will give you access to the console. So if you're having any validation and want to print out anything, that would print out in this console over here. So that's the pretty cool. That's the cool thing about this. So if you notice in the events, conversation did end, player did interact. So if I interact with an NPC, player did interact, event occurs. So you can have check whether a player interacts with a certain object and then trigger another event. All of that is possible. And each objective has its own validator.js file. So this is where the actual validation of the answers happen. So let me close this developer tools. Okay. So there are two questions that are asked over here. So the validation for these two questions happen in the validator.js file. So there's an function that is exported. If you're familiar with JavaScript, you will have an idea. So there's a function that is exported that takes in a helper value. This is automatically injected by Twilio Quest. So it will have all the validation fields that you extrapolate and check whether that answer is the expected answer. There's an helper function that is created just to demonstrate that you can have such a helper functions. So the helper function is from the lib directory, example helper. So all the helper function does is checks whether the answer is Twilio. So I'm going to close that. And here there's the validation to check whether the answer one was inputted and the answer one is Twilio. If not, it'll it helper it'll call the helper.fail method, which would print out the error message that you want to display if the answer is not right. Similarly, for the second one, the same thing. It is asserting whether 2 plus 2 is equal to the answer that was uh, given. If not, it will return a error message. If neither of them fail, there's a return statement over here. So if they fail, they're exited out of the function. If neither of them fail, then the helper.success function is called hooray, you did it. So I'm going to show it to you. So I'm going to give a gibberish value, and 2 plus 2 is 5. Hack. So it failed. The first answer, it failed first. So this one, this is the error message that is being displayed. So I'm going to give you the actual value for this Twilio and hack. Second one failed. The answer was 2 plus 2 is not 5, it is 4. So now if I click on hack, we get the success message. Hooray, hurrah, you did it. So that's the error success message that was defined over here. So that's how you do validations. So you can create your own extension for a programming language that you're comfortable with. Say you're comfortable with Ruby and there's no Ruby extensions over here. So you can create your own Ruby extension. Just like with other, you can follow the example of other extension templates or other missions that are present. So the first thing that you do is get the path of the Ruby executable, and then path of an empty directory for storing all the Ruby files, and so on. So I'm going to click on done. I hope the tiled editor is downloaded. It is. Going to install that. Next. All right. So as simple as that, the tiled editor is installed. So once you've installed and opened up tiled, you'll need to click on open file and navigate to the place where we cloned the extension repository. I believe it was under projects, Twilio Quest, treasure acts, levels, and VR mission maps and the default JSON. So it will open up the exact same map in tiled, but you can edit the map over here. So the there are multiple layers in the map. So the collision layer is the top layer where you define all the collisions that you would need to have in the map. So if I go back to the map, you'll notice that there's a collision over here. I cannot go right further. So you'll need to define all the collisions in that. It is actually hidden. So I'll make that viewable by clicking on the eye icon. So if you notice, there are collisions that are defined everywhere. And let me close that. And there's the top layer, and that are this is the layer that is above all the objects. And there's the objects layer. The object layer is the NPCs, all of the missions that you would place in the object layer. Anything that is interactable would be in the object layer. And there are two decorations layer. So it places one on top of another. So if you place anything in decoration 2 and place anything in decoration 1, the one in decoration 2 would be visible over the one in decoration layer. And there's the base layer where you define all the tiles of the map. And if you notice the Twilio Quest tile set over here, it has a lot of options for you to choose from. So there are different kinds of trees, different kinds of houses. You can get really creative with creating your own map uh, and using that with Twilio Quest. And what else? Yeah. So if you notice the objective that we just did, so it has, if I click on the chest, it has custom properties, hackable, and the objective name, example objective. So that maps to the directory name over here in the extension code. So that's how you'd need to map the map and your extension code. You need to look out for the custom properties. Similarly with the NPC, there it has some custom properties. The conversation name, the conversation avatar, the sprite sheet, the whether it's interactable and all of that. Um, yeah, this is a very brief overview of how you can create TwilioQuest extensions. But if there's any questions at all, please let me know. You can obviously watch the video on the GitHub docs. That'll give you a better idea. And you can also link such maps. So I went through that exit. It got me through another map over here. This map is just a decoration map, but just to demonstrate that you can link two maps. I can open up that map as well over here. So let me open another file, and the space garden is the map that we just launched. So this is the map that we just launched. You can make edit to this or create it from scratch. Yeah, that's how you create extensions. So are there any questions? Please let me know if there's anything confusing. I did a very quick overview of creating extensions. Usually I do a workshop on that for an hour, but since most of you all are new to programming, I figured I'd teach you all how you can use TwilioQuest to learn programming. So let me return to the Foghold and see if I've missed anything. At all, join the Discord. There are a lot of helpful folks that will help you with that. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Do you all want me to go over more of advanced features of creating an extension, or just have a Q&A? What do you all want to do? So I just want to make sure that you'll get something out of this workshop. So if there's any questions at all, please let me know. If you want me to walk through the initial Twilio Quest missions that I did, I'm happy to do that once again. Uh, I want you all to get out something out of this workshop. Let me close up this, and I'll share the links to all of this. Twilio/Quest. I'll just share the links to all of this in the chat, so you can go now and download the game and sign up for the events. Oops, I believe for some reason it defaulted to a personal message. Let me share that once again. Okay, sign up for the events as well. And I believe there's another place where you can sign up for the operation. Okay, there's no other place. There used to be a Splash website that would ask for your address and all of that and send you swags if you participate in it. But I'm not too sure if that's still around. All right. And the next the thing that we need is, oh, this Zoom thing is pretty annoying. Okay. So this is the download for the map editor. Okay. And you'll find the link to the extension repo through this extension docs website. So it's over here. And also sign up for Signal. Let me share this link as well. Sign up for Signal. It's going to be fun. There's a free access pass as well. And also there's a scholarship for the marginalized genderist folks. So if you're someone who's marginalized gender in tech, sign up for a free scholarship. That gets you access to all the workshops and all of that for free. It is on the 20th to 21st October. And also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the student programs that I mentioned earlier during the workshop, but I did not show you all how you can sign up for that. So if you go to twilio.com/quest and scroll down to the okay, yeah, under the students tab over here. So there's the field operator program that is for folks in the United States only, but it is coming out to the rest of the world soon. So sign up for to become a field operator. It is kind of like an externship that you do with TwilioQuest. So sign up with for that if you're in the United States and a student and want to participate in this. So I'd highly recommend that you do if you are in the United States and a student. You can be any kind of student, bootcamp student, or a one who attends a college or university or high school. I believe most of you all are in high school, so sign up for that. Uh, all right, think that is time, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Once again, if there's any questions at all, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them later in the Discord as well. So I'm going to be in the Discord, around in the Discord. So happy to answer them. I believe we're at time. Thank you everyone for coming, and happy hacking. All the best on your projects. If you need any help at all, once again, I'm letting you know. Please let me know. See you all around.